Assalamu alaikum, namaste, hotep, shalom alaikum, peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad, and I'm only going to take a very few minutes of your time because I'm sitting in the sauna, but I wanted to share with you some meditative thoughts that came to me as I'm sitting and sweating and detoxing. I started thinking about forgiveness and trust. Forgiveness and trust are not intertwined. You can forgive someone and still not trust them. Forgiveness is really for you, so you let go of all of the stuff that's holding you back from your reality based upon what somebody else did by you taking it on and making it about you. It is never about you. What anybody else does is never about you. What you do is rarely about you. It's usually about the damage that you've experienced and you've taken that on. Same as with them. They're usually just damaged people doing dumb shit out of damage and not taking responsibility, or taking very little responsibility and gaslighting and pretending like they're taking a lot. But you can forgive someone, truly forgive them, and have moved on into another space where that what they did, you're not looking at it every moment unless it's not gone. And you can forgive them and walk forward. But if they're still holding on to it in any way, if they're still involved in it, then your forgiveness is key, but you won't trust. And without trust, nothing will grow. Now, trust is one of those things, once it's broken, the offending party is responsible to build it back up again. I heard the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say circa 88 or 89, the reason why most marriages end from infidelity on the male side committing the infidelity isn't because the wife doesn't forgive him. It's because she can no longer trust him and he doesn't want to do the work to show her he's trustworthy. His ego jumps up, mostly because he's probably still committing adultery. Secondly, because he's too broken to recognize that she's very amazing, because most times when men commit adultery, it is on amazing women with broken ass women who don't know who they are and who are available to a broken man. That's usually what the case is. So the minister was talking about why the marriage ends isn't because of the woman not being able to forgive, but she can't trust you. And you're not willing to do what it takes to be trusted again. You're not willing to put that time in because your ego gets overflated and you feel like she should just shut up and accept it. Some men feel that way. Some men do the work. And yes, there are women who commit adultery, but I'm speaking as a woman from a woman's standpoint on how women do forgive and how trust is very difficult once it's broken. But most women want to trust again. Most women do not leave when adultery is committed the first time. Very, very, very few women leave. It's the cyclical adultery that makes a woman decide, you know what, I ain't doing this no more. When she gets in touch with herself and goes into that part of her that knows her self-worth and she doesn't deserve this. Not to mention, it's nasty. It's nasty because you don't know what that woman has and he's bringing it inside of your body. That's just nasty. She don't care. She knows he's married and she's sleeping with him because she don't care about her body. But when you care about your body over time, you just go, this is nasty. I'm not doing this anymore. As I started thinking about trust and forgiveness and how they're not intertwined, but they go together. Once you forgive someone, you can begin the process to try to trust them again. If they work towards you trusting them. If they don't, call it a wrap. Sayonara, goodbye. Love you, Charlie. Keep it moving, because it's just not worth that extra energy for you to do that. So I also was thinking about how when you do trust someone again, and then you find out that they've done it again without you snooping. Intuition and snooping are two different things. When women say, well, I knew he was doing this, something told me to check his wallet, something told me to check his phone, that was your ego. Because what intuition does is say, safeguard yourself. God's about to show you some stuff. And when he does, the dome of protection is going to come over you and you're going to know exactly how to move. That's intuition. Snooping is going through somebody's stuff and then seeing it and then being mad and starting fights and arguments when you probably aren't going to leave anyway. I like that little meme that said, girl, let that man cheat in peace. You ain't going nowhere. It's just kind of funny. I also like that meme where, this woman is saying to her husband, how could you do this to me? How could you, cheat on me? And I hate that word cheat, because cheat is so cheap. Commit adultery on me. And he says, I don't know, it just happened. And so she says, so what? You just walked outside and fell into somebody's vagina? See, nothing just happens. It's always moving towards it by your thoughts. Your thoughts are the things that are happening in your life. So look at your life and then know your thoughts. Then change your thoughts if you don't like your life. Forgiveness is key. If you forgive everybody for everything, starting with yourself, if you learn to trust yourself, you will know who you should extend your trust to again. And if they're not trustworthy, but they're in a place in your life where you're not ready to push them out, just be aware of who they are. Accept them for who they are, and do not allow them in that space in your heart where they can hurt you. Because that's foolish. To know somebody is not trustworthy. To know what they're doing and then get mad when you find out they're doing it. What are you mad about? Really, there's no point in being mad. You might as well say, look, I got you right here. I understand who you are. And until I can do better, or, whatever happens, you get removed. The messenger said, when a man walks away from you, and then by the messenger, I mean the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, says that when a man walks out of your life, do not go after him. A sister back in the 60s, she's a model MGT. The messenger says this, so I don't know her personally, but he says she was a good woman, model MGT, and her husband left her. And she went to the messenger, said, how could he leave me? I did everything that you instructed me to do. And the messenger said, because he wasn't no good. She says, well, I miss him. The messenger says, what exactly do you miss? He's no good. And don't you go after him. And the messenger gave her the money to divorce him, to let him go, because he said he's not worth you. We have to understand our worth, and it doesn't mean that you're putting another person down to decide to lift yourself up. They can either come and meet you at your level or keep it pushing with Sally and Becky with the good hair and Kiana with the nappy hair, whoever they want to be with. Let them go be with that person. But you forgive yourself, you forgive them, you forgive everything. You do the work to heal, and watch how you meet your match. Trusting someone requires they want to be trusted. And so you tell them, this is what I need for you to do so I can trust you. And if they're not willing to do that, I can't tell you what you need, only you know. But I know this, if they're not willing to do what you say makes you comfortable, keep it pushing. If you tell them you need to check, you need them to just have their phone right beside you and answer it, and they go, I'm not doing that, then they're still doing what they're doing, and their egos are not going to allow them to stop, and you need to move on. If you're saying you have one post of me up on Facebook or your Instagram or your Snapchat chat, and but you post all the time, they go, well, because I don't like people in my personal business, but they're telling people what they're doing every day. They're taking pictures in cars or talking about the things that they're going to be doing for the weekend, or, all of the things going on in their life. They're telling it, but you're not on there. You have to ask yourself, what are your deal breakers? Because only you know what they are. But when you forgive, you then get to open up. The forgiveness opens up the doors to see exactly what it is you're looking at. While you don't forgive, you don't even know what you're looking at, because you're still all over the place. You're still in the trauma and the shock of whatever happened. But when you let go, forgive, then you can see, are you even worth giving a shot at trust? You may find that they're not. You may find that it just went on far too long, and you're just kind of tired and done, and the merry-go-round stops here. You're getting off. You're going to wish them peace in their life. You're going to pray for them and not pray on them, and you're going to live and be happy, and they're going to be okay too. I don't subscribe to that thought that if I leave somebody, they'll never find nobody as good as me. No, I don't subscribe to that. What they will find is somebody that matches them where they are. And if they become amazing, they'll find amazing. If they stay in that space of stuck, lying, sneaky, no good stuff that they like to do, guess what? They're going to meet their match too. But you are too. Wherever you are, that's what you're going to meet. Now, this sauna is hot. I'm so grateful for this time. Forgive everybody for everything, especially yourself. Decide who's worth your trust. And when you trust with all of your heart. Don't trust with a little guard up. Trust with all of your heart, because you're indeed protected. That God up there, whatever name you call, got you protected, and nobody will hurt you beyond what you can grow through. I love you. Islam.